If you're a top executive, an entrepreneur, or any other kind of leader who wrestles the battle between wanting to be this confident, in control person, this collected person that you are supposed to be, and being trapped in a mind and a body that are anxious at the same time, then this message might be for you. You desperately want to be in control of yourself and your surroundings, but at the same time you have to flee meetings, social settings, or situations where you feel that you are under the spotlight. You are in this internal war between the part of you that wants to show up more meaningfully for the people you care for the people you love, and the other part of your mind who is so frustrated, exhausted, that just snaps at them. And you want to have more productive energy, you want to have this calm focus and do more and think less, but you seem to be totally out of control of your thought patterns and the way your body feels and your levels of energy throughout the day. And this problem might be even giving you a guilty mind because you know that you have it all, but the constant sense of dread doesn't allow you to be grateful for it. And then because the job of your brain is try to make sense, to create a narrative around what's happening with you, you will start asking yourself some self-doubting, self-diminishing questions. Am I worthy of being where I am? Am I as good as I thought I was? Is this even worth it, what I'm doing now?
Am I a fraud?
Who I am to be telling other people what to do or to be leading this team of people.
You might even worry about your health. Some of executives that experience anxiety, mostly those symptoms that are just physical sensations that come out of the blue, might start developing what has been called in the medical community as health anxiety, which is thinking the worst out of every single symptom or any single pain that might be just normal in your body. All those questions and all those thoughts are normal. However, as I said before, this is just your brain attempting to make sense of something that's happening with you. But the reality, and through my experience helping executives and entrepreneurs who suffer from anxiety, self-doubt, and self-sabotaging patterns, is that the problem that you think you have, it's never the real problem. Let me give you an example to illustrate that. A couple of years ago, I had a client coming to me thinking he had fear of public speaking, a kind of social anxiety. If he knew he was going to be exposed to any situation where he thought he was going to be in the spotlight, he would have sleepless nights the days before, cycles of worry that would drain the energy out of his day, thoughts about things that didn't even happen yet, catastrophic scenarios and horror stories about how he could be absolutely embarrassed in front of others based on his past experiences. Working through the exploration of his mind, we realized that actually those symptoms sometimes were showing up out of the blue, even if he didn't know he was going to be exposed to any of those situations where he thought his symptoms of anxiety were directly linked to. And then when we went deeper into the work, we realized that the real problem was that he was unable to handle rejection. He created an unconscious pattern of being totally self-conscious all the time without even being aware of it. So every time he was in front of people, he would start performing this unconscious pattern of being totally self-conscious of himself, how he looked, how he talked, and his mind started wondering how others would perceive him, because that's what the mind does. The self-consciousness was a coping mechanism that his mind developed in order to keep him safe from feeling a feeling of rejection that he felt in the past. To understand that, we need to talk about something that your brain does and your mind does when you are very young. When you are a child, the child's brain doesn't understand logical thinking. It's incapable of logical thinking. For example, if you were 6 years old, 7 years old, even 8 years old sometimes, and you spend all afternoon making a drawing for your parent, the person who's most important to you, and then that person comes home, and you try to show them the drawing and you get intense about it because kids are intense and they want attention. And your parent just snapped at you or just grounded you and sent you to your room or just dismissed what you wanted to show them. The child's brain doesn't see that the parent must have had a difficult day, that he had a fight with his boss, or that he's worried because he's drowning in debt, or that he's dealing with something himself. The child's brain, all the child's brain see in that situation is, I'm not good enough, what I have to show or to say is not important, or it doesn't matter with what intention, nice intention, I want to do something for people, it's never good enough. They believe that your brain internalizes through emotional memory is, I'm not good enough, or something is fundamentally wrong with me. You will keep unconsciously recreating that belief with your actions and with your behaviors, because when you are at that early age, all you are doing is trying to find out who you are, and that belief becomes part of your identity. The fact that unconsciously your brain keeps you on recreating those painful beliefs, your nervous system gets dysregulated over time, which ends up in patterns, symptoms of anxiety, and patterns of paralyzing self-doubt. And this is how my client finds a way out of his anxiety patterns and his paralyzing self-doubt. First of all, we identify navigating the mind field. What was the real problem of the problem? Second, he learned how to let go of that old story, of that old memory, emotional memory that made him believe something about himself that wasn't actually chosen by him. And the way we did that was by accessing that unconscious automation process so that we could replace that automated emotion, belief, and way of seeing himself and replace it with a new one that was useful, that was empowering. Because the reality is that as humans, we are by default programmable. We cannot choose whether we get conditioned or programmed. We cannot choose whether our mind automates stuff. All we can choose is how we want to be programmed and what kind of information, beliefs, thoughts, and automatic behaviors we want to be programmed with. So reprogramming the power of his mind was the second phase of overcoming his patterns of anxiety and self-doubt. And the third step was that he learned how to embrace and amplify that change. And the key to keep on changing, to keep on evolving, is to learn how to access that unconscious process of the mind, to keep those changes going, to amplify them, to break through that natural resistance, and to keep on growing from the inside out. And that is exactly how I help clients all around the world with my program, Your Mind Unlocked. It's all about helping you as a leader, as an entrepreneur, to overcome those patterns of anxiety and self-doubt and unlock your mind to natural confidence, productive energy, calm focus, and sense of control of your life. If you're an executive or an entrepreneur and any part of this video resonated with you, if you think that there is something that needs to change, if you believe that change starts from within and from you, and that something needs to change now, down below in the comments box, I left a link where you can click, answer some basic questions, and apply for a consultation call with me. In that call, we will talk about your personal challenges, what are your goals, I will explain how I work and why it works, and only if at the end of that call I'm confident that I can help you, I can let you know how we start. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.